By the way, the other day, I went to my cousin's house. They had their second child, and they were telling me how one of my other cousins had been going around telling everyone that he'd left Islam. And I was like, this is this was news to me. And
What?
yeah. You don't even know, like people are leaving Islam left, right, and center. It's
I
incredible.
like how they don't. I like how they don't just leave Islam. They just they leave Islam and they go left and right and announce it to people. That actually makes it even extra juicy. That's so good.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, because
yeah.
he's been saying it at work, and because he works for the Royal Mail, which is the main uh, parcel delivery thingy in the country, and he's a manager there, and a lot of the staff there are Muslims as well, and just the word got passed around, and then it's come back to my cousin, and we found out this way, and I was like, I was asking them what did they think. They said, oh, because my cousins, they're fairly secular. Right, they're not religious. They were saying, "Oh, it's kind of bad that he's going around telling people just go quietly." That's what it's the same line, Armin, isn't it? Go quietly.
I don't understand, like, Muslims that say, like, oh, okay, fine, you left Islam. Why are you announcing it? Like, they don't say, if somebody joins Islam and announce it, like, oh, mashallah, like, alhamdulillah, you become Muslim and everything, right? If we came like, okay, fine, you join Islam, why do you have to announce it? They were like, what are you talking about? This is something to be celebrated. So how come it's okay to tell everybody and celebrate the fact that somebody joined Islam, but all of a sudden when somebody leaves Islam, like, oh, okay, fine, leave it. Why you have to announce it to people? Like, this is not an
So true.
airport. Yeah,
It's so true. It's so true, man. And I think to an extent, it's to an extent within the family, it seems to be part of like shame culture. Like when I left Islam, my parents, like, they didn't care about the fact that I left Islam, even though they like come from like a small village in Pakistan. They cared about the shame that it would have, that people hearing about it, within the community. That's what they thought. And like they wanted me to get married to a Pakistani Muslim woman, even though I was an atheist, which is, I don't think that's Islamically permissible in any case. But they still wanted me to do that. Crazy as it seems, but yeah. I mean, do you know
saving face? It's not about religion; it's about saving face.
I agree. And do you know when my grandfather came to the UK in the 1950s, right? Do you know? And this goes to show how Pakistan has changed. He had never read the Quran. He had never prayed, and the first time he prayed and read the Quran was in his 50s. When he was in his 50s. Before then, he had never in Pakistan. He only learned how to pray in the UK, not in Pakistan, because in Pakistan, in the small villages, they didn't have mosques because they didn't have the money to build them. The people couldn't read and write in Arabic because there was no Arabic teachers. People couldn't fund Arabic teachers in the small villages. But now, as the population has become more educated and the literacy rates increased, you see more and more religious people in Pakistan compared to
most Muslims have never read the Quran, right? The vast majority of them have never read the Quran. Even the ones who recite the Quran haven't actually read the Quran. They recite it without actually knowing what they're reading, right? Which is also very interesting because ex-Muslims, when they leave Islam, they're constantly told that, oh, how could you leave Islam? You don't even understand Islam. You're not an expert, blah, blah, blah. But they don't have the same standard for the people who are Muslims. So like, okay, why is your standard for leaving Islam that I'm supposed to like know it inside and out and have a PhD or like read multiple books and degrees and whatever? But for joining Islam, as long as like Ashhadu anna la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, no extra knowledge needed. That's it. You're Muslim. Welcome, brother. It's just, again, double standard and hypocrisy.
It's so true, Armin. You 100%. I completely agree with you.
Get my best-selling book, Why There Is No God, for free. Click on the link for it in the description.